Attention everyone! The Office of the Prime Minister Communications has launched a brand new WhatsApp channel designed to keep you informed and connected like never before. Get real-time updates, breaking news, and important information directly from the source. With our WhatsApp channel, you'll always know what's happening when it's happening. Joining is easy. Use your phone camera, scan this QR code, tap follow, and that's it. You're in. Be sure to tap the notification bell to never miss an update. Stay informed, stay empowered. Join the conversation with the Office of the Prime Minister Communications WhatsApp channel today.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
This is 10 Questions. I'm Andy Johnson. The distance from where we should be in the world in going forward on our commitments with climate change.
The effects of climate change that cannot be accounted for. It's called loss and damage, and we're seeing loss and damage happening so much more in this decade and the previous decade.
The principal term there was this question of the correspondent banking issues.
That is why we're trying to build capacity with this country here, Trinidad and Tobago, and other countries in the region. Man
is not showing any signs of stopping or even slowing down. More than half of the forest in Trinidad is already gone.
All the plants and all the animals and all of the nice clean water and fresh air and everything had to be on this planet for humanity to have a chance.
We have small change when it comes to countries that can take decisions, and when they speak, the world listens.
The General Assembly is a very democratic forum. And Trinidad and Tobago has the same vote as Canada, in spite of the obvious difference in size.
WESN.
Well, this is 10 Questions. I'm Andy Johnson. Thanks for staying with us here on WESN. Let's tell you what we're talking about this morning. I could tell you that when I was growing up, there's a place called Santa Flora, which is next to my village called Los Baos. I tell you about that all the time. There used to be, that was the center of activity, a place called the Sub-Night Ground in Santa Flora, where I saw a lot of bands as a growing up child for Carnival every year. And then one year, it just stopped happening, and that's a couple of decades ago. Well, the people in the Superior Regional Corporation are trying to revive that tradition this year, so there's going to be Carnival in Santa Flora. And one of the persons behind that is my friend and compatriot, we're going to call him that, Ronald Prince. He's an alderman at the Superior Regional Corporation. He's the person in the corporation who is driving the straw for that to happen. Well, he had two other collaborators with him, one called Avalon Felix and Roy Batiste. Mr. Felix is the PRO of the organization that has been resurrected to do this, and Mr. Batiste is the vice chair. We tried to get them on, but we had some challenges. But we're talking with Mr. Prince on it. Good to have you. Good to see you, my friend.
Pleasant good morning, and happy Valentine to everyone.
Okay, and same to you. Well, let's talk about the revival of the carnival in Santa Flora. That I was saying, I saw a lot of mass there growing up. There's a couple of years ahead of you from our village. So let's talk about what led to the coming back of the Santa Flora Carnival then.
Well, everyone keep asking. We normally have a Monday night mass, which is a bit scaled down. But everyone has been asking, especially the older folks, that they want the carnival back. The creativity that we have down here, a lot of people. So there was actually an exodus of this brain from down here. It went to Superior, then it went to San Fernando. So some young people get together and they say, they can do this. So we try to encourage them plus bringing in the good bands will give them more ideas and going forward. So we decided to bring it back this year and in a big way.
Yeah, and then in a big way, you say. Well, let's talk about what that means.
All right, so we had a launch which was very successful. We had we included in the celebrations this year the stick fighting already gone. We had a display of stick fighting. We had some costumes on display, Moko Jambi, and we had Krokro in the opening, and it was very good. Also, we had the band who plays third in the small band category. That's Southern Stars. They are very helpful. They came at the launch also, and they will be there on Monday Night Mass, which is it brings down the curtain of the Santa Flora celebration. So the bigger scale is that we had the stick fighting. Then we included a rhythm rama that is on the 21st. There's a rhythm rama, about 3 rhythm sections going to be playing. So the stick fighting was a resounding success, and we are hoping that the rhythm rama will be the same, and to bring down the curtain the Monday Night Mass.
So activities have been taking place as we speak. So there are several events that have already gone.
And lots of participation, yes.
Yeah. And let's talk about the involvement of people in the community about this. Like I was saying in my day growing up, the Subnaik family, because the ground is called the Subnaik ground. Is it still that way? And that is where that'd be the center of activity?
It is that way. The ground is named Subnaik because of what they donated to the community. So right now it's in the hands of the borough. So it is under the Superior Borough Council now, that ground. But it remains the same name, Subnaik Park.
Yeah. So some events have already taken place.
Some events have already taken place, and the support is resounding.
Yeah, you said stick fighting.
Yeah. Yes, so we had guys from the Aruka Stick Fighting Association, and we had the king. I can't remember his name. He was down there. So people didn't see stick fighting for like almost 40 years down this area. So a lot of people came out and they got a good show.
Yeah, and they won't tell you because it has developed a kind of a bad rap among some people, stick fighting, and you have to go looking for it in different parts of the country. But yeah. I knew some people who were ahead of us who were master stick fighters.
And what was nice, I didn't see stick fighting for a while, but I realized it grew in terms of refereeing. So it's actually an art that we supposed to market, because you have the referees just like in boxing, and they control how the fight goes. So it's not just anybody hitting anybody. There are rules governing that. And to me, it was really, really good. It was handled really professional. And I think we should really market this stick fighting.
Yeah. Okay, so your colleagues weren't able to make it, but let's talk about the work of the committee involving so Mr. Felix is the PRO of the organization, the carnival. So it's not called the carnival organization. Was it
one person? There's Avalon Felix. Well, she couldn't. Well, the problem there. Then her assistant is Jacqueline Jordan. She is experienced in a carnival and Easter Bonnets Parade. So they are real experience in terms of promoting like costumes and whatnot. So that is their part of it. Yeah. And we also have Garfield, Ramnath. Well, he's the representative for the Carnival Commission, and he's a real force behind us, pushing us right through, and we are grateful for his input. We also have the she's a woman police. She is the treasurer. Her name is Vanessa Brown. Also, we have Sean Hunt. He's the vice chair. Sean Hunt is the vice chair. We have Stevie P. His father was one of the better barbers down here, and one of the guys who really pushed for Carnival also was also active.
What was his
name? So I think you should know Kokot, right?
Okay, good.
You remember Kokot?
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember his correct name here.
Yes.
Because everyone knew about that.
Yes, he's part of the group also. We also have Shireen Ganga, and who again? This Carla Brown also. So the committee is very strong.
Shireen.
We have this guy GQ. He's a DJ and a promoter also. He has a studio. So the content of the committee is very strong, resourceful, and we putting it forward in going with the carnival.
You say Shireen Ganga, is she part of the illustrious Ganga family that you know, the people who had opened Unique Hall? It used to be a supermarket. It started off as a supermarket.
I think that's her family, yes, Shireen, because she actually grew up in Agobito Trace, yes.
Okay. You say Avalon Felix is related to you say Jackie Jordan?
Jackie Jordan is from the Jordan family in Dali's village. Avalon, she's from Lasboho, and I think she's taken part in this the Mrs. World or something. So there's a competition on right now. I think that's Saturday.
Oh,
and
really?
she's an entrant in that.
Yeah. All right, but I'm going to go back to Jackie Jordan. Again, that is a name that has been associated with different kind of community work in the districts, with Santa Flora, Lusbaho, for decades, right? Is that the same person I'm thinking of?
It is the same person. It is the same person.
Yeah. I just go over, so what is the level of, and the nature of her involvement?
She is the assistant PRO, and she is the one who, we were planning a kiddies carnival, but funding, we didn't get enough funding for the kiddies carnival. But they were instrumental in putting it together. So they will be part of the mass in terms of, they are the ones in charge of the carnival Monday night, with the costuming and getting entrants to participate. That is their part in it. They will also contact the judges for that Monday night mass.
Yeah. So how easy was it, or what sort of hurdles the committee had to cross in order for the corporation to buy this, to agree to help it happen?
Well, we nothing happened in Santa Flora for the past 2 years, and then due to COVID, it took a down. You know, people wasn't coming out and whatnot, and I think within the country and the state of the crime and whatnot, people rather stay home. So we urged the corporation, look, let's revive this thing. So we got that support from day one, and we decided to push it forward.
So there was no challenge about its staging?
No challenges. There were no challenges. The only challenge is the route. On the road, normally it is held on the streets. But then in terms of traffic, it is chaos. So we decided to move it into the savannah. So in terms of diverting the traffic will be diverted through behind Heritage there and coming out to Agobito Trace.
Agobito Trace.
So that area from the traffic light, police station to the Agobito Trace, the bands will be gathering there and going into the savannah. And the traffic is diverted behind Heritage there. So there won't be any great interruption in traffic.
And you didn't have any difficulty with the police and the security?
No, and they are in full support. We consulted them and we got the okay. Up to yesterday, we had a meeting, a very informative meeting with the police. Met with most of the band, the organizers of Carnival from in the Southwestern Division. So that was a well-attended meeting, and they outlined their job and they wanted support from us, and we are giving them full support.
How many bands you know like now who are taking part, and is there still time for people to express an interest in bringing a band to the thing?
Up until the night before, we are taking registrations because we know a lot of bands, what they do, they go to different competitions. So we have it open. There's no deadline per se, but we would rather you register early. I think what Avalon was telling me, like about 3 bands already registered, but it's still open. Registration is still open, and it's free to the public.
And what do people have to do to register?
Well, there are some numbers with the link. We will be advertising in terms of numbers, to contact numbers. And all for now, I can give you my number, which is 769-9928. You can call me, and I will give the particulars.
I say that again, 769-9928.
Yes.
Yeah. So call Mr. Prince for people who want to. And you suspect that there is still a great interest out there in the community for people to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interest in terms of, like, there's one guy, a Figaro guy. I think his uncle normally do wire bending in one of the mass bands in San Fernando. So he is directly involved in it, and he's going to put out a mass band also.
Yeah. So there wasn't any difficulty in trying to sell this thing to people?
It wasn't, because people actually wanting this so bad. They want this because right about now, a lot of areas are putting on their own carnival. Like, I think Cedroson is gathering. There's one in Oropuch also. So, but Separia has a history of their Carnival Friday. So every area is really enthusiastic about putting on their own carnival. And Monday night is a signature time in Santa Flora.
So you'd said something earlier. I wanted to pursue that a little bit. You said that the family, the Subnaik family, had donated the ground to the people through the regional corporation, right?
Yes. So and they decided to keep the name Subnaik because they donated the plot of land there for the community.
Yeah. So how let's talk about the fact that this now becomes a public facility, as it were. Is it owned now by the corporation, or how is it managed and so on? Because sometimes if I'm down there on sometimes in the night, you see football going on while it's
So actually, the corporation is in charge, and lots of activities. As a matter of fact, a team from San Fernando, one of the guys, he lived down here. He went to San Fernando to live, and he has a football club named Union United. Actually, he came back down here and he asked that we had a spot in the semi-pro league. That is Palaseco, with Brian Williams, myself, and Alwyn Ferguson. We had a slot in the pro league. Was open for us to take part, but we gave them the slot. So Union United is using Subnaik Park as their home ground. As a matter of fact, they had a game when, as recent as Sunday, they had a football game there. So activities are taking place at the ground at this present time. Not only the mass, but a lot of activities.
Yeah, you call the name Alwyn Ferguson. That is an Alwyn Ferguson Jr., right?
Yes, Alwyn Ferguson Jr.
He would be the son of the great Alwyn Ferguson.
Hockey player and footballer, yes.
Since we're touching that, is there anything you could say about what has happened with the momentum to revive Industry Park? That is an issue for that. I guess several people with whom I've spoken or who have spoken to me about why people figure that their dreams have been dashed because there was this big occasion in which there was a launch of sort of reviving it, and did that get sort of put on the go slow for some time?
Actually, work is in progress at this point in time. The foundation is up in terms of the stands, everything. So the structure is actually, you're seeing a structure going up at this point in time, and work is in progress.
All right.
There will be the velodrome. That is already, you see the foundation there. It is already there, and I think estimated they have probably roughly about 6 months to complete.
Okay, so that is kind of good news for the people, would you say?
It is good news for the people. They are excited. Some people in the area are employed in that project also, so it is ongoing.
All right. You want to talk a little bit, Ron, about the representation of the people from the perspective of the local government bodies and so on. How have you found, how are you finding that is it challenging, is it not? Because this is dealing with people directly on the ground as it were. Correct?
It is challenging because lots to be done down here with the change over from heritage from patrician to heritage. Of course, the workforce have been kind of down, not as before. So the opportunities of labor in the oil industry kind of dwindled a bit. But there are numerous little entrepreneurs coming up in the area, and people into gardening a little more. So one door closed and the other one open. Lots of gardeners and farmers coming up in our area right now.
So people are switching from sort of one set of possible economic activities to another.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And hence the reason, I don't know if I could just put in this, the other guy, Roy Batiste.
Go ahead.
We're going to honor 5 of those entrepreneurs on the 8th of March. The 8th of March, we're going to honor those guys, 5 guys, and we want to have them as mentors for the young people coming up. Anthony Carmona will be present at that. He's under the patronage of the former president. So we are full speed ahead with that.
So he is one of the proposed 5 honorees, or he is sort of patron to the event?
Just a patron. There is actually 5 4 young men and 1 young lady.
Yeah. And you just go over that. You say that they would be honored for what? Explain a little bit about what their activities or their contributions have been.
Right. There's one guy who does air conditioning. There's other guy. He's a barber, and their establishment is really growing, and a lot of people support it, and they are like we are pushing for them to be mentors. That there are things out there to be done, and you can really learn from these young people who are really successful in their business.
Yeah, and you say the former president, who is again from the district, so to speak, he'll be at that occasion.
Yes, so Roy, we had a discussion with him, just in talking, and we decided, you know what, we'll try to promote some young people to be mentors, and he endorsed it, so he will be there as one of our speakers.
What's the level of community spiritedness, let's say, between Santa Flora and Palo Seco, Los Charo? Go ahead.
So people they don't know much about it yet, so we now starting to advertise, and we hoping on that day they will actually come out and witness these young men making their presentation. We inviting some people, but it's open to the public actually. Inviting some people that they can really learn from these young men. They will do their presentation and their experiences and how they succeeded. And we are hoping that it will work in terms of mentoring the younger ones.
Yeah. And that is from the level of the community, or what is the extent to which?
That's level from the community. From the community, Roy Batiste is the guy instrumental in that. He is the vice chair. Well, I'm the chairperson in that group also, and we trying to make mentors, to make young people realize that there are lots of things other than the oil. There are lots of things to survive in the Southwest Division.
And it's been, to what extent it's been a challenge to do that, or?
The challenge is in terms of getting to get 5 young people are willing to do it and capable of making present was a tall order. But these young men, they are being tutored in terms of presentation and whatnot, and we know that it will be a signature in the eyes of a lot of young people.
Yeah, so there's much to do. You were going to say something further than that?
Yes, in terms of the corporation is they are giving us the upstairs the market free of charge, all fees waived. So that is their participation in this drive.
Yeah. So this is a labor of love for you, being an alderman in this corporation.
A labor of love. Roy contacted NETCO, and they will have a presentation on that day too. showing the younger ones that there are avenues in getting loans for businesses. So they will do a presentation on that day also.
Yeah. When you took this assignment, you had an idea of what you wanted to do, what you wanted to accomplish. To what extent what you're doing is consistent with the ideas you may have had when you decided to move into this level of the representation of the people?
Well, I always push for the, you know, a lot of times they give up on the youths and like the young people and the older folks keep saying about the young people and they're not progressive and whatnot. And there are young people who are really progressive. And I decided we not to give up on them, but try to encourage them. So my involvement in community work has been more with the youths. And they need mentors. They need somebody to look up to. And by pulling them down, they don't really respect you with that. So the more you show them respect, the more the respect you'll get from them. So my involvement in community work drove me to doing this kind of thing. So I'm glad for the opportunity that have the support now to do it. And in my present situation, in terms of my portfolio now, it gives me even more power to do what I like doing. And so I enjoy this. It's a community, is a labor of love.
That's how you look at it?
Yes, labor of love.
Yeah, at this stage, you don't have any regrets?
None at all, none at all, none at all. I think no money, nothing can pay, but the joy I get from seeing young people progress.
Yeah. You think it will cause you to, say, move, I was going to say move on, move higher a little bit, so that you move from local government into international government activity and activism?
I would like to move international. I had the privilege of attending is a sort of presentation where they honor they look at the Caribbean diaspora and they honored a lot of people from the Caribbean in the States. That was in Five Seasons Hotel. What's the name of the organization again? I can't remember. But there are opportunities internationally for our young people, and I want to tap into that resource so that we can actually market what we have down here.
And there's a lot to market, to be marketed?
There's a lot to market. There's a lot to market, and in traveling, you realize that there are a lot of jobs that we're not aware of down here. Even in the computer world, there are a lot of jobs that we don't know exist. So this global village there is now, I think there are lots of opportunities for younger people to get involved. You know, it is. So you're not to just sit down and decide that things will come to you. You have to go for it.
And that is what inspires you, the potential for creative activity among young people. So that is what drives you.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So let's close out. Going back to the carnival. So this is the return of the Monday night mass in Santa Flora.
Santa Flora. You know, and people it's catching on a lot. A lot of people glad for the involvement of the committee, and they want to stay home. It's like the new word through COVID was staycation. But it's what they call it stay carnival, you know, because everybody likes to stay home for their carnival and get good quality mass. So we're gonna bring good quality mass right to Santa Flora.
All right, my friend, we gotta have to leave there. Thank you very much for sharing that, and thanks for your spirit of activism and community involvement. Ronald Prince, Alderman at the Sapara Regional Corporation, the return of Carnival on a Monday night at Subneck Park in Santa Flora. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Andy. Yeah.
That has been 10 Questions. I'm Andy Johnson. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
WESN.
Money is something we all deal with.
but how many of us truly understand it? What if you could make better decisions with your money? Decisions that secure your future, protect your family, and bring you peace of mind. I'm Darren Jacobs, and I'm here to help you make sense of your dollars. Welcome to Dollars and Cents, the show that breaks down the financial world in ways that matter to you. No jargon, no confusion, just real conversations about money, your money. So join me